Hello.
Boys.
Hola.
What's up?
What's up, guys? How you doing?
Doing good. No Evan today. He is face deep
In work.
in work.
In taxes.
He's a busy man. He's got so many numbers to look at, and
I know.
God, that would be like I think I would rather like hurt myself with a sharp implement than do his job. That's got to be so hard, man. I don't know how he does it.
I was watching a scene from Ozark last night where this guy has his big toenail pulled off with pliers, and I was like,
better than
that
tax.
might be better than doing taxes all
My
day.
God.
That scene, like, I couldn't watch it. That was tough for me to watch.
Yikes.
Big toenail off. Ow.
You're a wimp.
That.
Yeah, you. Whatever.
I've lost a fingernail more than once.
What, Bob? You're gonna come at me now?
Yeah.
I'm just saying, watching a toenail get ripped off with pliers, anybody has a right to cringe a little bit.
Come on.
Little toenail.
I dissected the whole body. I had my head inside somebody's
Yeah, but that wasn't
thorax.
you being dissected. That was a dead guy. That's
And
not
Bob wasn't having his toenail ripped off. He was watching somebody else get it done.
Steve. I would argue that Bob knows
Yeah.
just as much about Gore as you do in a completely different way.
A very different way.
It was. Yeah, I love Gore. Bring the Gore. I mean,
Choke on him.
Jay, you choke on him. Jay, you remember Ash? What's that? That Ash series that came on.
I don't want to die, Ash. You're talking about the
series. It was a series. They basically said that was the most gross series show I've ever seen. They did stuff I never thought I would ever see in my life, and it was wonderful. But something about that toenail coming off made me cringe.
Yeah, well, I mean, because it looked real. That's what it comes down to.
Yeah, I'm sorry I didn't. Steve, I own like 15
Yeah.
corpses. I'm sorry I've never worked on a real corpse as far as you know.
All right, I have a question for you guys. What was the absolute most painful physical pain thing you ever had to endure in your life?
Pain or mixed in with discomfort and like, what the hell?
I think I said it very clearly. I don't know what you want me to do.
I mean, in terms of the intensity of the pain itself, I had an abscess on my back that had to get removed. And
did it have a face?
No, I don't know. It was on my back. I never saw it.
Bob, that might have been our brother.
That's true.
Yeah, that's right.
They inject it with lidocaine.
Oh, lidocaine
for the pain.
It's odorless and tasteless, you know.
And it's acidic. And they didn't have buffered lidocaine. I don't know why not.
Because they're assholes.
And that was like taking a blowtorch to my back.
Yeah,
that was clearly the most intense pain. Then I had like whatever, like these fibrous cysts, and the doctor was trying to rupture them, right? And that was like having a spike nailed in your back.
Oh my God!
Yeah, I can totally back him up on the unbuffered. Was it lidocaine?
Lidocaine, yeah.
That I had a shot in my toe, and the doctor said to me, "You're gonna hate me in a second." And I'm like, come on, I've had shots in my eyelid 8 times. Eyelid shots. I can handle this. No, this was like, Why are you putting acid in my toe? Why does that have to hurt?
It is acid.
Yeah, that's kind of like being stung by one of those fire ants, I guess.
No, times 100. This was like ridiculous. Like, how is that?
Because
even
it's into
possible?
inflamed tissue. It hurts
Right.
in healthy tissue, but you're injecting it into like already inflamed, angry, painful tissue.
I don't know. This
ridiculous.
might sound crazy,
Mm.
but why don't they
on the-
give you something? Oh, I don't know, to kill the goddamn pain before they do something they know is that painful.
Jay, that is the killing the pain.
Yeah,
That's the painkiller.
Put an ice cube on it. I don't know, but try
That's not going to
something.
help.
And I guess a topical anesthetic wouldn't help either.
No,
Just-
what helps is buffering the fucking lidocaine.
buffer this shit. And he kind of laughed at me when I even mentioned that. He just kind of laughed, like whatever. The other thing I got to mention, Steve, what do they call when they're checking out your bladder?
Cystoscopy, you mean?
A bladder exam.
What is it? No, you had what was it? Steve?
Cystoscopy?
Yes. Don't have that done. Ever.
I
Ever.
think you have probably in some sense you need.
That was just like,
God.
I would rather have the shot in the toe. than
So
that.
much to look forward to, I guess. As
I
we
know.
go.
Our father has told us so many.
Oh God, he had one about they had to do something with his. They had to take a bone marrow.
The bone marrow biopsy was one that he said was
Him telling me the story of that scared me, like for real. All right, I have two comments. One, Ian, how bad did it hurt when they removed your leg?
It was worth putting it back on.
Yeah.
Wait, somebody, who was this? Somebody said laughing gas. Mark, laughing gas. Yeah, laughing gas would do it because when you're on laughing gas, basically your mind says, yeah, the pain's there. I just don't give a shit about it. It's like it's not attenuating the pain. You just don't care, right? Do that.
I have a doozy, Bob.
Laughing gas is awesome.
And I'll preempt this with people, like if you're super queasy or whatever, don't listen. I don't know. Who knows what effect this will have on the world.
Yeah.
So anyway, I had my this finger smashed in a fire door. So
big metal door.
It was, talk about trauma to the area. You know, it was bad. So
wow.
I go to the ER. They pull my fingernail out, like the TV show, Bob.
Yeah.
Hello.
Then they put this green antiseptic mesh on it.
Oh,
here it comes.
And then they put like this giant bandage on it so I don't bump it and hurt it, right? Okay. So they never tell me that I was supposed to remove that antiseptic green gauze bandage mesh type of thing 2 days later. They never told me that. I had an appointment at the doctor 2 weeks later.
2 weeks?
I go in. He looks at it. He goes, takes my mom into the other room, comes back in, and looked at me and said, "You're going to be okay." Right? That's what he says to me. So what happened
is
that green mesh grew in, my skin grew into this green mesh. It grew the Christ into it. Now, and keep in mind, I had major trauma to my finger. He puts my finger in a cup of hydrogen peroxide, which almost explodes on contact, and had to rip out every fiber of that green cloth that had grown into my finger.
Oof.
Oh my God.
So this was sustained, intense, horrible, like punch yourself in the balls level pain. And I swear to God, when I think about it, I can feel it. I can feel that certain. Steve, is this a thing? It hurt so bad, and there was a sharp pain running up my arm so bad from that experience that I felt like my nerves got fatigued from the pain experience. Is that a thing?
Yeah, sure.
There you have it, Bob.
So Jay, he came in, and what did he say to you?
He said, "You're going to be," the way he put it was
no context, right? He just came in and said, "You're going to be okay."
But Bob, the subtext was there. I knew exactly what he meant. The subtext was, "You're about to experiencing something horrible, but you're going to be fine. There is a bright light at the end of this tunnel. Don't worry about it."
That's even worse when the doctor told me, "You're going to hate me in a moment." That's even worse. But you know what's even worse than that, Jay, than yours? Watching Return of the Living Dead 2.
Yeah.
The doctor is looking at the two guys who happen to be from Return of the Living Dead 1, the same guys, examining them. And of course, they're incipient zombies. They've been infected. So they're like already like mostly on the way. No heart, no blood pressure, no, nothing. They are dead, but they're talking, but they're just not transitioned into zombies yet. So, but they're kind of freaked out. Like, what's going on, doc? And the doctor's investigating him. And he's like, "Is it cancer?" And the doctor said, If We're Lucky. It was so funny. If we're and the actor they got for that doctor was so good. He like basically made
the doctor should have gone cancer.
Cancer.
The actor
If you're
for that-
lucky.
I know that
we're
is
lucky.
awesome. Those were fun movies. Those were over the top. There was in the first one of that series of those two movies, Bob. Remember there was a zombie in the can.
Oh
like
yeah,
in that
tar, the tar zombie. The oh yeah,
I don't know.
famous.
I
He's
think-
famous.
I think that was the coolest costume I'd ever seen in my life.
Yeah, so this was a zombie that had
Got a
been
picture of that, Ian?
in the tank. Yeah, look up Return of the Living Dead tar
Yeah, let
zombie.
me find it.
You'll have it. He's like been in the tank for like 20 years, and he's just like slimy and gross and black. Very, very. It's a unique zombie.
What is? Oh, this is like a
And
little.
he can't walk. He's
whoa.
very kind of slippery.
Yeah, but there's a video. You
Yeah,
gotta
I
show
got
the
a
video.
I got the video.
The
It's
actor that did
ridiculous.
it was so good too. I mean,
Yeah.
like the guy that pulled that off.
And Jay, if
Yeah.
you don't know, you're
don't
thinking
know.
of the tar
I
tar
don't
zombie from Return of the Living Dead.
right,
First
right.
one. In the second one, they did it again. They made him again, but better. It was actually
this is
even
only
better
the
than the
face.
first one.
How
If
long
could-
have you known about this?
I'm sorry, I didn't tell you. I saw it again like last October.
How dare you not know about this? This is just the face, but like that one you're talking about?
Yeah, that's him,
Let me see if I
Tarman.
can
Yeah.
Yeah,
find-
but that's definitely like an animatronic type deal. But there was a guy in
There's
that
a moving
in that,
one, right? Return of the Living Dead.
Yeah, Return of the Living Dead.
very cool.
Let me
This is
see.
made by the guy that created Night of the Living Dead. He's the partner with what's his name? Oh Jesus!
Somebody in the chat said,
Jesus.
"No, World War III is imminent." I mean, what happened? I didn't look at the news today.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
A
that's what
lot of people
Trump
were
said
talking about it. The whole
Zelensky, yeah.
Zelensky Trump thing. We could watch that video if you really want to get annoyed about
I don't know if I wanna
the
deal with that
world.
shit.
It was a pretty horrible moment.
Yeah.
I mean, what else? What can you say about it?
Just tell me what happened. I don't want to watch it.
Zelensky was visiting Trump
and Vance.
and Vance in the Oval Office to hopefully work out a deal, for the mineral rights, for security guarantees, whatever. And Trump and Vance just completely laid into Zelensky.
Yeah.
About what specifically?
Told him like, basically, you should be groveling. You have, you should
Yeah.
be grateful for what we've done. You have no hand.
He said,
you know,
"Have you said thanks once today?"
Like blaming the war on him. Like, why don't you have peace already? It was brutal. So Europe is basically panicking right now, and they should be. They should tell us to go fuck ourselves, and they should just take
Yep.
it. Basically make plans to defend themselves without the United States.
Yeah.
Yep. End of U.S. soft power, I guess.
Well, American soft power is gone.
Yeah.
It is gone.
Wow.
They're dismantling USAID, right? USAID, completely dismantling it. And that is going to cost hundreds of thousands of people to die. It's going to increase the spread of disease that will come back and haunt us, not just, the fact that it's killing people around the world.
Right.
I mean, it's heartless. Just the idea that the richest man in the world is yanking food and medicine away from poor kids and cackling about it is just surreal.
Yeah.
Musk is an absolute supervillain. There's no other way to characterize it. How could no supervillain has ever done more damage than Musk is doing right now? So gleefully.
Well, Thanos did, but that's
All right.
Well,
Thanos was worse than.
But he was charismatic. It was easily undone.
That's right. Thanos was undone. Musk's won't be undone.
Can I say something cool real quick? I'm not trying to change the subject because I will hate on Trump as much as you guys want to.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
But I found out something really cool about Thanos.
Yeah.
So Thanos, there was a scene in I forget which of the two last movies, right, in the series, where he's talking to Iron Man or to Tony Stark, and he tells him, "I've heard of you." He knew who Tony Stark was, and he respected him. And you know how he showed his respect? He only fought Stark with 3 of the 5 stones.
Mm-hmm.
And you could see in the movie when he's fighting people, if he respects them, he doesn't use all the stones because the glove shows what stones he's using.
Mhm.
Oh,
How
cool.
freaking cool is that detail?
That's a cool idea.
That's neat.
Now, as far as I can remember, Trump doesn't show that kind of respect to any of
He's
his
got no
enemies.
stones.
He's got no
Hey,
stones.
Hey, fucking guy.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm gonna watch the video later. I'm not gonna do it now live on air because I'm not gonna do that again.
I mean,
But-
it's a couple minutes long. Oh, you should watch the whole thing because like one of the reporters is a dickhead. Somebody brought it up and he's like, "Why aren't you wearing a suit?" It's like, shut up.
Yeah,
Dumb.
that's so important right now.
So dumb. It's like clearly one of that tan suit fiasco that Obama wore back in the day, kind of trying to rile that up thing again.
Things were so simple back
Oh,
then.
simple. Just don't wear tan. I wish. All right, I think I found the scene anyway of the Night of the Living Dead. Let me see if this one.
Yeah, let me see a corpse. It'll cheer
That's
me up.
not this one. It's share this tab instead. Yeah,
there
really.
it is.
This
There
one is
he
better. Okay.
Yeah.
This is
it.
it. Watch this, guys. It's gross, by the way. Watch out.
I'll turn it down.
Yeah, it's a slimy, gross zombie. There's the zoom effect.
Animatronic thing.
There comes the walk. There comes the walk. Come on. Watch that step.
Oh, it's always that one step. Oh my gosh!
Wait.
Hold on. Wait a minute. Hold up. Wait.
God,
A
that
minute.
guy-
That's not- hold on.
That
That's-
guy a
hold on.
Bajoran? What's going on there?
That was all fake. Hold on.
What
wait.
happened? Why'd you switch away from the best
Nothing.
part?
I don't know what you're talking about.
He was like a. He was like the
Nothing. Here
leader
we
of the
go.
punk group of kids,
Yeah.
Hey, where'd it go?
and I was.
me
He
get
was
back
really
to the
an
thing.
interesting character, and they killed him way too early.
Okay, we'll get
Spoiler
back to the
alert.
good part. Get back to the good part. Here we go. There we are. Not the Steve part.
Yeah, go. I want to see the guy walk.
There it is. There he is.
Now the scene.
Oh boy,
You don't want to be in that situation.
that's the problem.
Oh,
Yeah,
not good.
there's the
God,
gate.
it's just so cool. Whoever
pretty
did
good.
that, like, totally inspired, man.
Meash.
That looks like an annoying costume to wear, but it's
Meash.
it's one of the classics.
Get the pipe.
That's
I
a good
love it.
move. The pipe.
Oh God, that
Oops.
movie was so fun.
Stop. No. When I was drinking water.
There's something
It
very
holds up.
interesting.
It holds up, that movie.
But those movies, it's crazy because it's got the full zombie scare effect. Like it's cool. The zombies are interesting and they're scary. They're not as scary as other zombie movies, but they're really good. But it also has a backbone of comedy, which is unbelievably hard to do, right? So it's like a monster movie, thriller, comedy, which are hard things to weave together, I think.
All right.
Yeah.
What's the scariest zombie movie or scene that you've seen?
Ooh.
Well, I hate to admit this,
Yeah.
but there was a stupid meme where I forget what it was, but there was like a video. It was a video you're watching, and you instinctively are like, "Oh man, I can't really see what's going on." Right? I guess they set it up really well. Where I was leaning,
You
into
lean
the
in.
screen, and then a zombie face came out of the side of the screen, so it was like it shouldn't have been that close too. And I remember it pushing. I pushed away from the computer and literally had one of those like, "Oh my god!" Like I really was shocked to such a degree that probably jerked me more than anything.
But that's just a jump scare.
Crazy.
Yeah, but
That's,
it got
that's
me. Good,
cheating.
Steve.
That's cheating. All right. I like the zombies in the Korean show Kingdom.
Yes.
Yeah.
They
Uh-huh.
really upped the creepy scariness of the zombies. Like when the sun goes down, they
Mhm.
all start emerging from underneath the house. Like they crawled into all the dark places during the daytime.
Yep.
Yeah.
Then they-
They're creepy, man.
So you're walking around this abandoned town. Then the sun sets, and then these zombies start climbing out of every
Ian, let's see
crevice
it.
and under. It was, and they were the way they moved and
We're gonna get
everything.
banned.
Yeah, it was
People
more
in movies.
visceral. It
It
was
was
more
really
visceral
good.
than any conventional zombie. What the movements that they did. Some of those.
What movie? When was this?
It's a South Korean movie, TV series, Kingdom. It's
Oh,
a
man.
period piece too. It's good. Like the whole thing is good. Costumes are off the hook.
I want to see it.
Yeah, it's 2 seasons. So
Yeah.
you might as well check it out. Let's see if I can find a video that it won't get us
Hey, I've seen another
claimed.
South Korean one, Steve, in a school, and it was similar where they had these freaky body movements. With
Yeah.
some camera tricks, and it kind of like really grabs you. It's something that a regular slow walking or even running zombie can't really do. Yeah, it was creative. They were good. But I like the Walking Dead style, the real
original recipe zombies.
top notch makeup, the hero makeup.
I like slow zombies, like the whole infected thing. They're not really zombies,
right? That people were saying 28 days later, but those are infected, right?
Yeah, those are
zombies.
infected.
Yeah,
any zombie that's
not
moving,
undead.
Any zombie that's moving super fast is infected because they don't.
Well, these are from Kingdom. They're moving kind of quick.
Yeah, they move quick.
Yeah.
But it doesn't necessarily mean they're infected. I mean,
no, they're not. They're dead.
They're dead.
Yeah, no, but but guys, it's a style of zombie. So right, if you say infected, and the show is saying they're dead but they move fast, it's more of a descriptor of the kind of zombie experience. Like running zombies, or I consider all of them, whether they're dead or not, those are infected, right? That's just the name of like that style of zombie. The slow shambling zombies are a very different experience than the fast running ones. It's a totally different type of monster.
Yeah, I think Return of the Living Dead was that's 1985. I think that was the first running zombies that were ever created, and they were scary because they were like somewhat coherent, and they could run fast. They were just overrunning those police lines so fast. They had no idea what was happening. You know, you see some people running at you, so you fire your automatic weapons. We got this, and the bullets don't do anything. And even, how about this? For Return of the Living Dead, headshot does nothing. Headshots, every little piece was as alive as any other piece. So,
well, that's also Game of Thrones zombies was that way.
Yeah,
true.
Yeah. But hang on, guys. Karen wants us to talk about the end of the world some more.
I know. Okay, Karen. There's other people who are talking about a lot of that stuff.
Well, I mean, what's the point of it? This end of the world thing is attached to what happened today in the White House. Like, how do the two connect?
They don't.
Trump made the quote. Trump had a throwaway quote.
Right. He said you're playing with World War III, which doesn't really seem like what's going to happen. Seems like more like Ukraine's just going to get taken over than anything. You know.
Basically
at the worst.
Yeah, if you piss off Putin and Russia, this could lead to World War III, which is kind of what he was implying.
Like, I guess. But
well, I mean,
I don't know.
At this point, don't you guys think that the European nations are going to like wickedly step up to help solve this problem?
You can't flip a switch. You know what I mean? Like,
try.
I mean, they could literally drive over their stuff to Ukraine.
You
know,
yeah, but they've relied
but
on.
They've already been giving more to Ukraine than the U.S. has.
Right.
Right. It's not like it's 100% the U.S. They've already been doing more. But the thing is, the United States provides air support and logistical support that no European country can provide right now. So it's not just about sending tanks and bullets over there. There's just some tech stuff that we have that nobody else has. So, you know, it'll be hard. And Germany is, Germany's not in, their economy's not in good shape. They're politically fucked right now too, although they kind of dodged a bullet, but just barely in the last election.
Just barely.
So they're kind of on life support at the moment, and
did Trump really say this was great TV? Wow.
Yes, at the end of it, he said, "Well, this will make for great TV." I mean, he was very apprentice in that meeting.
It was all performative.
What a piece of shit, man.
Unfortunately, it does affect the whole.
But that's not as bad as his tweet, "Long live the king." You saw that, right?
Yeah, nice.
Oh, his AI thing,
yeah, whatever.
I don't know why they love AI so much, these guys. Like, and the worst AI, not even like kind of good AI, like really shitty AI. I don't know. Anyway.
I don't know. There's something cultural going on with like crypto and AI and the tech bros and the far right and Musk. I don't know. What is that whole toxic mix happening? What is there?
Don't worry, Europe. It's coming to you next. We're just we're warning you from over here. So good luck.
Yeah, that's the other thing is utility, eulogy, whatever. It points out. So all the money that we've given to Ukraine. Check this out.
Oh boy.
So first of all, we had like 20-year-old stockpiles of munitions that we were going to have to decommission.
Yep.
Right. And instead, we gave them to Ukraine to fire at the Russians. And so it's actually saved us the money of having to decommission all those munitions. And we just had to, we had to restock our stockpiles anyway. So it gave us an opportunity to sort of refresh all of our stockpiles. And then any other, pretty much 95% of the money earmarked for supporting Ukraine was spent in America, right? Was given to American farmers and American companies to send stuff to Ukraine.
Mm-hmm.
It was a total win-win for us. Ukraine is fighting our enemy with their own soldiers and our old expired munitions, and revitalizing in an important way our infrastructure, our readiness, our military readiness. Strategically, it was the best deal we've ever had. And Trump wants to throw it away. But he's such a good deal maker. He goes into a negotiation, right, with Russia, giving away every single chip that he has.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh yeah, so all these things that we would want from you, they're off the table. We're out of the gate before we even begin negotiations. Ukraine's never going to join NATO. They're never going to give any land back. There's never going to be any security guarantee. Yeah, you get everything you want before we even start negotiations.
What a negotiator.
Good
wow.
fucking deal maker you got there.
Do you think he's just doing it because it's anti-Biden? Like anything
partly,
Biden did?
It's whatever.
Yeah, I mean, ego.
I'm done trying to make sense what goes through Trump's brain.
Yeah, that's
what I mean?
That's a good point. That's a good point.
You can't do it.
Anyway, we could stay on this for hours, but that is a future project, let's say. Maybe we can move on to some other stuff. I don't know if you had anything else before we move on to some other things. No.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. Let's move on. All right. So what do you guys think of this Estonian javelin thrower? It seems like a pretty gnarly accident, right?
It's throwing it. It's about to throw it.
If that's a real picture and it hasn't been altered, I would say that
it's real. What do you think?
Shadow.
Is it
Very
good, Bob. It's the shadow. The shadow is right there. The sun is just at the perfect angle. It's like, oops.
Oh yeah,
through your eye.
I see it.
Nice,
yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, but more importantly, check out what that dude is wearing for a shirt.
That's true. It's pretty snazzy. How come he's not wearing a suit?
It's like a little snow leopard thing going on.
I know, it's like, I'm going to throw javelin today, and he puts on his leopard fucking top. Like, good for you, man.
It's an Estonian classic. So good for him. Anyway, that was fun. Here's a little weird thing I saw on Reddit also, which is this Unk doing a thing. It's in French, but we could listen to it. I think it's in French.
The magic trick?
No, he's basically it's maybe showcasing like doing two different things back to back and having inability to handle doing it. Here, at least it's lick, deodorant, lollipop, deodorant.
Lick, smell.
But sometimes he like messes up in between.
Yeah, I would probably last about as long as he did.
Yeah. Oh, why is it loud? Come on.
Lick, smell, lick, smell.
Here, lick. Oh, he did it. He smelled the lollipop. He got lost.
Oh god.
Anyway, it's kind of a funny little brain teaser, I guess. No.
This is what normal people do, and what abnormal people do is take food away from starving children. So I appreciate this.
Well, anyway, what is Steve neurologically? What do you think is happening there?
That's a little. It's a frontal lobe test, basically.
Yeah.
So we do that. Not that, but similar kind of. We give. It's called sequencing. You give patients something to do where they have to change what they're doing.
Yeah.
So like the classic bedside one is this. So take your right hand on your left hand, or either way. Do edge, fist, flat. Edge, fist, flat. Edge, fist, flat. Do that as fast as you can. Edge, fist, flat. Edge, fist, flat.
Yeah, it's a little weird.
Do it fast.
Yeah, wow, that's tough.
How about that?
Yeah,
right, it takes a lot of frontal lobe concentration.
But you could probably learn it to be super fast if you put a little time into it.
But people don't, right? That's why
because
it's useless. Yeah.
But I guess if you're really bad at it, it signifies something.
But you could show, like, if somebody has frontal lobe damage, you could see that, yeah, they just like can't do it. Like they can never get the sequence right.
Right. That's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Hey, are you guys coming over to watch Severance tonight?
Oh, new episode.
Yes, although
Liz and I'll be there.
I have not got confirmation from my wifey yet.
She doesn't give a shit about you.
My wife.
Well,
My wife.
She's in a meeting. But yeah, so I'll come over for dinner and then I'll probably stay as long as.
Well, that
dinner and a movie.
So you're cooking for me, right? You're gonna have meatballs.
Oh, we're not cooking a goddamn thing. We do nothing.
I just realized that this robot dog talks.
Oh.
I don't know what this is from. It says
that's K9's Doctor Who.
Doctor Who, yeah.
Oh, okay, but maybe you can figure out what he says. Something about pasta.
No, master. Right? Master? Wait. Imposter?
I don't know.
I don't know. That's like a Green Needle brainstorm.
I know.
So is this old school Doctor Who or
that's pre Eccleston.
Yeah, that's like the 1980s or whatever.
Yeah. Chat must know. Chat probably knows. They're nerds. Here's a fun little video that we could watch. Maybe this will trigger something in you. Let's see. Oop. Jay, you watching?
That looks like a car from the 1980s.
This is it.
Shit.
This is the video.
Jay, quiet. It's beautiful.
I knew it was coming and got me again. It worked so freaking well.
I've seen some people literally fall to the floor.
Because you're waiting and they're looking, where's the car? Where's the car?
Did you ever see that game one where you're like moving the mouse? I should not. Let me see if I can find it.
There's the haunted house one where they're like, there's something in the window, look really closely, and then the jump scare with the ghost, you know?
Yeah. That's a fun one.
It's like, look at this stupid ghost photograph. It's all pareidolia.
Yeah.
Can you see the ghost in the window?
Right. Jump scares are the cheapest of.
They're the cheapest
shocks,
of scares, absolutely.
But it is. There was, I forget what was the first jump scare. We might have looked that up. Like there was because there was the first. Presumably there would be.
You mean
ever in a movie?
Oh, in a movie, yeah. Because ever would probably going back millions of years.
Right. Okay, here is one.
Millions.
Yeah.
You think there's any
walking through the door?
Cavemen jump scares?
Boo!
Guy jumps out in a saber-toothed tiger costume.
That's awesome. A saber-toothed tiger costume would be good. Okay, so let's see. Average jump scares per. Wow, there's a chart. Let me show this. This is showing the jump scares per decade, basically. And when increased, the 80s, 1981, peak of slasher subgenre popularity, average jump scares per film, 16 jump scares per film in the 80s.
80s, that tracks, yeah.
So that's interesting. Let's see, where would it say the first one? It said something about cat people. It was the first jump scare.
40s or 50s.
Yeah, it was 42, I think, right? Where did it say cat? People. I can't spell. People. Oh yeah, the 1942 Cat People is known for introduction of jump scares. I don't know. Let me see. I gotta find a video. I'll find a video. It's probably terrible. Cat People jump scare. 1942. Oh, I know what this is. This is it's like a car or something. Yes, this is actually pretty good. If I could get it to show before we all expire. All right, here we go. It's good staging where it's like you can't really see behind her. Nice lighting. Quiet.
Nice stonework.
What's this?
This is a movie called Cat People from 1942.
Oh, I saw this.
So this is the origination of the jump scare.
I saw the remake with Klaus Kinski like in the 70s or 80s, and it was a piece of shit.
Is that Foley or is that just bad music?
That's Foley.
It's probably Foley.
Foley.
She doesn't
that
hear
lamppost
the
doesn't look
person
right.
walking behind her anymore.
Something
It's
strange
kind of
here,
fun.
just walking alone at night in an incredibly dark and dangerous place.
Like
I'm
what
gonna
happened
run.
to the last person. Show
Oh,
the short
there's
film
still
Lights
nobody there,
Out.
but I'm still looking behind me. That's bad Foley, guys.
Yeah, a lot of reverb on it. That's supposed to be the first jump scare because the bus comes out of nowhere.
And the noise was
Come on,
animalistic.
sister. Are you riding with me or ain't you?
Come on, sissy.
That's right, Kappa.
That's right. So you get on the bus, eh?
Yeah. Right. Let
So
the
show
murder
us the
on
monster.
first,
I want to
eh?
see the monster,
There's
man.
no monster. I don't think there is a monster.
You probably
Or maybe
don't,
there's
Jay.
a cat. Yeah, it's probably one of those hidden ones.
Natasha.
Lights Out.
Oh,
Is that a movie? Oh, that's freaky. No, that's scary.
That was a pretty lame jump scare.
Yeah, but that was apparently the first one. It's like, oh, because I guess you didn't expect it. You don't hear it coming.
I mean, there was a buildup. There was a buildup of tension. I guess.
Yeah, certainly. Tension. All right, let's see if there's anything. I don't even want to show this other video that I got, which is just so cursed. I don't want to show it.
Cursed.
It's very so. I don't know why it makes me giggle, but you know what? It goes along with what we said before about what was the most painful experiences we've had. So here, I'll do this a little full screen on that. Here we go. It's got a pumpkin. Okay. Nothing weird about that.
It's not a pumpkin.
Meow, meow. It's not a pumpkin?
Meow 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 meow.
Ow.
Who?
Meow 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 meow.
What the hell, dude?
What the?
Pretty flexible though. You gotta give it to him. It's been working.
It's videos like this that make conservatives hate liberals.
This is the future that liberals want.
I mean, but this is the type of stuff they post where they're like, do you want this guy going to the bathroom with your daughter? Like that's what they do. They take videos like that and they think that the world is crazy.
That's what USAID was funding. I don't know that was research.
But trans people don't exist anymore, Jay.
Right. Yeah,
they've been purged.
They've been
from reality.
Literally, from.
Yeah, Steve. I've noticed that Jerry Coyne calls you out in every one of his blog posts now, as the big bad.
It's really unfortunate. I mean, so first of all, we invited him to come on the show to talk about the issue, and he declined. But then after that, he calls me out on it.
Yeah.
Then he wouldn't let me comment on his blog. He basically did not approve my comments to defend myself, and he lies about what my position is. It's a total straw.
Wow.
And I've called him out on it on my blog multiple times. What you're saying is not my position. So I don't know. It's kind of reprehensible what he's doing. It's certainly violating basic etiquette. But he's just stuck in this ridiculous straw man. It's like, how many times do I have to? No one said there are 3 sexes. I mean, if you think you're smart because you're pointing out that there isn't a third sex, does that make you brilliant or something?
But strawmen are so much easier to defeat, Steve.
They are. They're so much easier. And then the comments are even worse. Like the comments, these people are so proud of themselves that they're so smart that they know that biological sex is only about gametes because they were just told 5 minutes ago that's what they're supposed to think.
Yeah. Spell gametes.
Yeah.
It is weird that is a very popular faction on the internet right now in growing prominence. It seems like
the whatever. And the thing is, it's so unnecessarily mean-spirited. It's like the absolute worst performance of skeptics and skepticism that I've experienced. It's like that's exactly what skeptics should not be doing. What you're doing right now, that is not what skeptics should be doing. It is the like a caricature of what con artists or whatever, what the true believers think skeptics are like. It's like, okay, but they're really like that in some context. It's just terrible.
Yeah.
It's really, really terrible.
Yeah, really, it's upsetting because you can't have legitimate conversations with certain people.
No.
They're definitely succumbing to basically logical fallacies and things that we've been talking about for decades.
Yeah.
And to see people again, how many times have we seen someone with an expertise in a field? It's not uncommon for them, particularly when they get older and they're not on the cutting edge of things, like they don't represent the latest and greatest information in the field that they have an expertise in, that's pretty damn common. But it becomes very obvious very quickly that there are people that mingle with skeptics in the skeptical community and really don't have their thumb on critical thinking. And that's very troubling, because like I think Jerry probably doesn't really have a deep-rooted understanding of critical thinking, because he's making way too many.
Seems like that, but I mean, obviously he's an evolutionary biologist. He was very good at arguing against creationism. I think we all sort of respected him as a science communicator in that camp. But no, I don't think Massimo is in Jerry Coyne's camp. I've never seen that. I don't know 100%, but I've never heard that. But the thing, and this is how, and I talked about this at my PsyCon talk, right? When push comes to shove, even skeptics revert to their political ideology, right? And that's what's happening now. The problem is, in the past, like when we have disagreed amongst ourselves internally over issues, again, usually falls along political lines, but then we work it out. Eventually, like the libertarian skeptics denied global warming for a while, but then eventually they had to come around because this, what I mean? The non-libertarian skeptics convinced them, no, this is the science. I think the liberal skeptics were pretty anti-GMO at first, but eventually they came around because the evidence is the evidence and logic is logic. I don't know if the anti-trans skeptics are going to come around at some point. They've dug in their heels pretty deep here. But the thing is, and if I'm wrong, then great, then convince me that I'm wrong. But we have to have a good faith, respectful conversation about it. But I have tried. I have yet to find somebody on the other side that will have a good faith, respectful conversation. They are so fucking over themselves. You know what I mean? They are so, sure that like the worst violation of science ever that you could possibly imagine, that we have to rail against it in the starkest, most hysterical terms possible. And anyone who doesn't understand that biological sex is gametes is clearly a pseudoscientist. I mean, come on, dude. Really? Of course, you have other evolutionary biologists who aren't in that camp. Are like, last time I checked, people were not single-celled creatures,
Yeah.
It's so whatever. To me, it's so obvious that this is all context dependent, and it's all just and at the end of the day, it's a fucking semantic argument. You are getting all worked up over semantics.
Yeah.
Do you really feel that strongly that we have to say, but people are binary, but biological sex is binary? We have to say that, even though there are people who don't fit into the binary. But so you agree that there are human beings who don't fit into a clean binary of biological sex. Yeah, but people are still binary because of gametes and evolution, and you don't understand that clearly because you're a liberal, woke liberal. But it's like, okay, but we're talking about the people who don't fit the binary, right? That's what the whole conversation is about. They're like, oh, don't politicize this. Like, I'm not fucking politicizing this. This is the conversation. You're politicizing it. It's like it's so crazy. It's like we're talking about people who don't fit the binary, and they exist. And you're saying, well, they don't really exist because of gametes are binary. It's like, well, again, they are so tied up in this semantic game of categorization, and they don't see how fucking irrelevant it is. It's like, can we just talk about the actual issue? So are you telling me, and then whenever I put their back against the wall, and I've done this with multiple people. So you telling me if we're dividing people up into elite sports, male and female leagues, where it's based on their gametes? That's like the one thing it absolutely is not based upon.
Yeah.
It's like,
right. That's a good point.
Anyway, yeah, that's the point. But they say, but sex is binary, and so you can't have dudes in women's sports. It's like, okay, but it's not binary when you're talking about athletically male and athletically female. So where'd you invent that term? I didn't fucking invent that term. That's the sports people did. That's because they're trying to say they don't give a shit what your fucking gametes are. They want to know if you are in a female bodied or male bodied, so that competition could be safe and fair, right? Mm-hmm. And that's not a binary, and it's complicated, and it doesn't necessarily track with all the other aspects of biological sex, like fucking gametes. But right, so but they get so twisted with the gamete argument just so that they could say, as a premise, biological sex is binary. Mm-hmm. Like, okay, but it's irrelevant to the conversation. What you're saying, even if it's completely irrelevant. Why do you fucking care,
Steve? I know.
God, it's so frustrating.
When you get to this point, it just becomes like just absolutely definitively obvious that they have some sort of emotional skin in the game where they can't be objective anymore.
Yeah.
And that's the real problem, because that lack of objectivity is what is causing all of this. Again, like, I see it guys in scientific terms and everything all the time, but when they're opposing what the latest and greatest science is, when they're literally saying, in this instance, as a perfect example, sex is binary, except for all the edge cases, which we just got to ignore. Once we ignore them, sex is binary.
So Coin just had a blog post about a survey, right? And he's like crowing about the fact that like 50% or whatever of scientists say that biological sex is binary. But so how surveys work, right? It depends on how you ask the question. This is the question. Do you think biological sex is binary? Asterisk, if you don't count all the people who are not binary.
What?
Paraphrasing. It said, if you don't count intersex people. It said, yes, if you don't count people who are intersex.
That's crazy.
Oh, you think that might have affected the outcome of that survey a little bit when you're basically saying if you don't count all the people who aren't binary?
Wow.
Come on.
And he's crowing about that.
And then mention of that. Like you don't know how surveys work, right? Like that's where the lack of like full breadth skepticism comes in. Like if you're an all-purpose skeptic, you realize that every survey has to be taken with a grain of salt. It all depends on how the questions are asked, what questions are asked around them, all the context, everything like that. And like it was such a glaring, blatant bias in that survey question when you say if you don't count all the people who aren't binary, that. And no mention of it. It's like, dude, like you're just not doing it right. You know what I mean? Come on.
That's awesome.
But of course, I couldn't comment on that on his blog because he wouldn't accept my comments.
You should put your name as Neve Stovella, clearly. That way you can avoid his whatever his filter is for Steve.
I don't use sock puppets.
Sure you do.
I don't.
All right.
100. I hear you,
I know,
but I want to be able to say I've never used a sock puppet, and I'm not going to break that rule for fucking him.
Yeah, exactly. Nobody should be. It is weird that we like the main criteria or critique is like, what about sports? It's like, is sports the most important thing we should be defending? I mean, it's like it's important, but it's like, come on, maybe we should be defending the people, not necessarily just games.
Have you considered though that
here we go?
Have you considered that the TX Terminator robot is an awesome effing robot? How cool is that robot? There's just
what gender is that robot?
No, don't even get me started on that.
Transhumanism. That's the future.
I wish I had a big version of her. Jesus, amazing.
And why don't you, Bob?
And why
don't you? I just looked on eBay. They don't sell them. Not sold.
Glad we're accepting comments. Yes, we are. Now you're banned. Boom. Someone. Just kidding. Well, you know, I'm sure everything will go. We'll be fine. That would be a good.
Steve, Jay, what are we eating at your house tonight, dude?
Sure, combat sports.
I don't know. What are you bringing?
A stomach, some digestive fluid.
Did my wife invite you with you guys thinking that we're making you dinner?
No, not
Okay.
at all.
All right, we'll have to talk.
No,
about it.
we're just assuming that and then
That's
imposing
right.
it.
It's
on
an
you.
Italian household. What do you mean? Food should always
will you
be
at
on the
least
table.
have bread?
Well, for the next
That's
2
true.
months, we're a Greek household.
Oh.
Oh,
Like,
right here. Your wife just texted. Any thoughts on dinner, guys?
Yeah.
This
look
is
at that.
important. This is important.
All right. Well, why don't we bid everyone a wonderful weekend?
That's true. We could do that. Unless you want to do a quick food guesser.
We could do that if they want us to. I mean,
You guys want to do a quick food guesser?
Sure.
It's
So I'm
kinda
texting
fun.
back
We've
your
been doing
wife. What are you making?
What are you making?
You'll make
I'm
nothing
making
and like it.
nothing, bro. You bring some freaking bread over here.
What do you got, Ian?
Okay, so let's see. Let's go food guesser.
But before we do it, somebody's been asking for astronomy.
Oh, I'm sorry.
One thing we'll throw out if you're not aware that asteroid.
Oh yes.
2032.
It's not going to hit us.
Well, you can't say it's not going to hit us. But the odds are 4/1000th of 1%. So it's not going to hit. It's probably not going to hit us.
Yeah.
Very unlikely. So we dodge that bullet. Hopefully we'll be prepared for one that is going to smack us.
Yeah.
So
one can hope we have our S together by then. We shall see. All right, let's play the daily food guesser. Here we go, everybody. Foodguesser.com. Oh,
that's a cookie.
Is it?
Oh, what?
It's kind of. I don't know if this is three-dimensionally. Yeah, is this
pastry? It looks like a black and white, but it's a black and not white.
So
black and pink.
It does look like a black and white. Yeah,
but it's got some weird stuffing inside.
So it's sweetened condensed milk, butter, icing, lemon juice, gelatin, water, vanilla extract, cocoa powder, icing sugar, desiccated coconut.
That's nice.
I'm gonna say it's from.
I'm gonna say France.
I was gonna say either France or
France.
You know, the other one.
Spain. Another French country. Canada. Thailand. Belgium. Interesting. Bob, any guesses other than New York black and white cookie?
No, I've got no guesses.
All right, we'll do France since you guys.
France.
Ice cold.
Oh wow.
And it's all the way. I don't know. It's somewhere to the east and north.
So China.
Could be China is in the eastern and northern part. Wait, no. Wouldn't it be more like north and east from France? It'd be like Eastern Europe or like Russia or Sweden, Netherlands. Maybe we'll go with Belgium's closer north and east, right? Than France. Might be more north. Oh my God. That's terrible too. Somebody said Japan, South Korea. How dare you? It could be, all the way on the other side of the planet. Jay, what do you think?
Well, you didn't have to ask Belgium once France was ice cold.
I know I shouldn't have done that.
It's
a Neenish tart.
I'm going to say let's try Sweden.
Well, would that be ice cold? Now it's ice cold. I'm just going to, let's go further east. Don't say Russia. Okay, fine. The USSR. How about that? Is that better? Turkish? I don't know.
Somebody makes a good point. Vietnam is a big French influence.
Oh.
All right, let's do that. Let's go Vietnam.
Vietnam? Cold. Oh my gosh, it's even further east. What is Neenish? Never heard of a Neenish.
A Neenish tart?
Neenish tart.
Further east?
I mean, it doesn't have a Japanese name. It doesn't seem like it. Now it's... Oh, wait. Look at this where it is. Vietnam is saying it's south and east of Vietnam. Is that Australia? Australia. Somebody said Australia. Oceania. Oceania. Philippines. That's what I said. I don't know. What do you guys think? Consensus? You guys are too worried about food in the next 5 minutes.
About food. Say Philippines.
Philippines. Okay.
I think that's a good guess.
Cool. Getting closer.
Not cold anymore.
Australia.
Not cold. Yeah, it's Australia. Let's see what that.
Really?
Bam. Yep. Australia and New Zealand.
All right.
What the heck, Australia? They must all be asleep. Pastry cell. A Neenish tart. Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
I want one of those.
From 1910s. That'll be fun. Oh, from Miss Ruby Neenish, who claims to be the inventor.
Uh-huh.
There you go. That's a fun one. Okay, here we got urad dal, which is lentils, rice flour in India, so it's probably rice flour, green chili.
Yeah, that kind of gives it away, doesn't it?
Yeah, I was like
curry leaves. I mean,
oh my gosh, this is like Southern Indian. When I was in Chennai,
yeah, I think you're totally right.
Like, I had this every day.
All right, say Pakistan.
Pakistan, perfect. Okay, wait, okay, India,
yeah,
and Sri Lanka, Medu Vada, yeah.
I thought that when I first looked at it, I thought it said Medusa.
Medusa Vada. Yeah, South Indian dish. I had that literally every day. That's like the crazy thing about India is you eat Indian food every day.
Abracadabra.
Abracadabra.
But Jay, you gotta mean it.
You do gotta mean it.
Ian says it really well. Go ahead, Ian.
That was really well, but it's kind of that. Veal or chicken, flour, butter, olive oil, lemon juice, white wine, salt, pepper, parsley, capers.
Italy.
Yeah, it does look like a
it looks
masala, maybe.
It looks French.
Like yes, Francaise, or well, yeah, I guess it wouldn't be Francaise. It would be.
There's a lot of overlap, you know.
Northern Italian, but I would say France.
Yeah.
What the Christ is that?
It has mushrooms on it. This one.
That looks pre-digested.
Yeah, I don't know,
it's a little boiled.
That reminds me
chicken.
of the zombie from before.
Chicken's a little boiled. So would you say France? France. Borders. Hey. It's got to be Italy, right?
Switzerland.
Switzerland.
Is that what it is? Is that? Oh yeah, Switzerland. No, borders Switzerland. So what else borders Switzerland?
It's got to be Italy.
Italy, right? Yeah, that's it.
Olivia nailed it. She said this could be a dozen countries.
Yeah, Italy.
Yeah,
but I mean, it's scallopini.
Yeah.
Of course.
Scallopini.
We call it scallopini.
Hey, watch your scallopini over here. There we go.
All right, guys.
That's it. We did it.
Let's do this. You know, there's a lot of shit going on right now, and it's really bad.
Lord. Yeah.
You know it, right? Yeah, I know you don't like these, Ian, because I basically tell you this shit 3 times a day.
I know, really.
But the only thing we have control over is ourselves and our relationships with the friends and family that we have. I mean, we got to just lean into the people that you know, trust, and love, right? Treat them well, expect the same, eat well.
I hear that.
Right?
That's all good, but we can't withdraw from the world.
Not saying withdraw. This weekend, try to do something enriching for yourself. You know, we got to watch out for our mental health. Like the pandemic really screwed everyone because we were all trapped in our own houses, and it was hard for a lot of people because the normalcy of life evaporated, and that might happen again. I think we all have to start practicing good mental health.
We've never returned to normal. We've never returned to normal. You kidding me?
Yeah, I mean, it got better for sure.
Well, I like this new meme I found. Tips to reduce stress. There's exercise, meditate, solve a puzzle, or enslave a demon to slay your enemies.
That's even better.
I kind of love these notes backwards.
Bob, I'll one-up you.
Do it.
Try jazzercising. It's awesome.
Jazzercise.
You know, the jazz hands alone, that can burn about 20 calories an hour, guys.
I don't know. Is it coming back?
Jazz hands? Is that what jazzercise is? It's just regular exercise with jazz hands?
No, first time I encountered jazzercise, the high school I was going to had like this thing where they had jazzercise classes. And I remember walking through and seeing them do it. And it was literally like aggressive jazz dancing.
Yeah.
You know, lots of like showy stuff, show tunes, you know, all that stuff. Yeah.
Olivia makes a fine point. The best thing you could do right now for your mental health is buy tickets for Nauticon.
Hey.
You know, and we always say off the air that everything that Olivia says is true. And on some level, she's really got a thumb on things. You know, I mean,
she knows it.
No, but if you guys are interested, I mean, you've heard me say this before, but we're getting close. And if you need some joy in your life, come to this conference because we are going to have a blast. It's going to be a real de-stressor. And we have a special guest that you'll hear about on the show tomorrow that I'm really, really excited to do a lot of these bits that we're going to do with. A person is also going to be involved in the Saturday night Beatles extravaganza music fest that we're going to do. We call it the Not Lollapalooza Beatles Extravaganza Tour.
Rolls off the tongue.
It's good. You're going to love it. No, but if you're interested, guys, go to notacon.com, right, Ian?
Mm-hmm.
Notacon.com.
It's not a con, but it's a con.
And you will have the time of your stinking life. Right. Steve is actually now saying that if you come, you will get laid. That's what he's saying. I'm not making this up. He said it last night.
That's on your own. You're on your own. For that.
Somebody jokingly said jizzer size.
I know. Don't give it away.
Hang on.
Don't give it away.
By coincidence.
Don't do it, Steve.
Don't give it away.
Intersects something happening at Nauticon. Just saying.
In a good way, please. In a good way.
Only if you don't count.
In a wholesome way. In a very family-friendly, wholesome way.
Oh, Lord.
But
that's a way.
Guys, I had a good time tonight, guys. I enjoyed our different conversations.
Really? Right.
Yeah, it was good. And Ian is always an incredible person to work with.
Yeah. Okay.
He doesn't like it.
There's a little jazzercise.
The reaches again.
There's some jazzercise.
Faster.
Oh, that didn't. It's pausing.
There was a song, wasn't it? Jazzercise, right? Or that was just exercise?
I don't know. Is that a song? Okay, that's jazzercise. You gotta get your jazzercising on.
All right, like exercising to me. There was no jazz hands in there.
No, it was just exercise. I don't really know why they called it jazzercise.
And they're not even playing jazz music.
No, I know. They should be playing like swing. Yeah. I guess swing is kind of jazzy.
That wasn't swing.
I know, but like if you did swing, it would be like it's an exercise almost if you're really doing the throws and stuff.
Yeah.
All right, Ian. Sure. Our final thought of the day here. Leave us with one of your favorite anecdotes.
So this one time
at
band camp. Wait, I was just gonna. I was gonna do it, but I meant to say to everybody. The VIP, there's a couple more VIP tickets, and I know a couple people were asking us about it.
Tai Chi
is good. All right, but goodbye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Awesome.
Skeptic's Guide to the Universe is produced by SGU Productions, dedicated to promoting science and critical thinking. For more information, visit us at theskepticsguide.org. Send your questions to info@theskepticsguide.org. And if you would like to support the show and all the work that we do, go to patreon.com/skepticsguide and consider becoming a patron and becoming part of the SGU community. Our listeners and supporters are what make SGU possible.
If anybody cares, I think I got some of the files off of the SSD drive. I brought it to like somebody who has all the fancy stuff to try to recover it. So we'll see if we get that. Anyway, thanks everybody for being here. We will see you Wednesday. We're doing Wednesday. That's it. So it's just me. And if there's any other questions before, I forgot to ask Discord if there are any questions you guys have that maybe I can answer before X, Y, and Z happens. Ooh, favorite masks for travel. That's a good, you know what? That would be a good question to pose in the Discord, and then people answer in the Discord, which you can join by going to patreon.com/skepticsguide and becoming a patron. And you can join the patron-only Discord and say, hey, what are your favorite masks for travel? I think the KN95s maybe are the ones that Kara, she always like brings them when we're traveling. She's like, here. I'm like, okay. Anecdotes at the end. Yeah, I know. So I brought it to some data recovery dude, and hopefully the evaluation came back that they can recover the files, but we'll see. We'll see. Scream. Yes, it's a extreme thing. Anyone wants anyone from Switzerland for Nauticon? Anybody else going from Switzerland? Oh, anyone want anything from Switzerland for Nauticon? Just you, Olivia, and also chocolate. So 3M N95s. You bought? I know. I just bought a bunch of them too. I'm like, this is something that I want to get the guys to do, but to do like a skeptical prepping video. I think we talked about this before, but it's like I'm getting into a oh god, I need to buy, a month worth of beans and flour just in case. Not that it's gonna help us. This, whatever. It's the end. We'll all be shacking up with Silac because Canada, but we'll be fine, right? Or Quebec. 3M Aura masks. That's another one. Apart from chocolate. Oh, okay. I don't know. Democracy. You got any of that over there? All right. So yeah, a bunch of people are posting in the Discord there. There's fun stuff. There's all types of channels that you can talk about all kinds of things. There's some politics channels that you can mute at your leisure if you wish to join the Discord. But there's a lot of fun skeptics in there who are having a grand old time at all hours of the day, chatting back and forth. Anyway, I think that's it for this week. Hopefully everybody, and this month even. So happy February, happy March. The beginning of March coming up. My backyard is big enough for a bunch of tents. Perfect. We're pitching tents at Silac's house. That sounded weirder than I meant. All right. So we will see you next Wednesday. And for some other fun stuff, I will see you all later. Bye-bye, everyone. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.